Hi everybody, and welcome back to How Not to Visualize Data, Season 1. Today we have a contribution from the BBC showing that even highly professional outlets are bad at communicating data visually, and by watching this series, you are going to be better. The big question here is, how close is the Premier League? There's a lot to get in here, so I'm not going to waste any time telling down-home stories about my Meemaw. You'll have to just get those in your other episodes, I'm sorry. The goal here is to show how many points each team in the Premier League has earned as of November 25th when this graph was created. The y-axis represents the number of points a team has earned. The x-axis represents the number of points a team has earned, but bucketed weirdly. Okay, so we have virtually identical axes, which is a really bad start. But on top of that, the x-axis doesn't even really make sense to do this way, even if it was appropriate to have the same variable on the x and y axis. Why would you put these in buckets? Why not just the number of points earned, and then you wouldn't have to do the weird jitter they do in the middle? It's a weird choice and one I would not recommend. So okay, that's uniquely awful, fine. But let's take a look at the scale at the top showing color and what it means. Typically when you build a graph, you use color to highlight a third dimension in this graph, but not if you work at the BBC. If you work at the BBC, you use color to highlight the exact same variable that both the x and y axis cover, just in case somebody didn't see it the first two times. Well, you've got it a third time here. The worst part of this is that we actually have a great way of visualizing this already. It's called the league table, and it's nice and clearly done. Why do a graph here at all when you can just show this? It's got the total points, it's got the numbers. What else could you need? If you're going to do a data viz, fine, then choose a simple bar graph rather than trying to overcomplicate it and adding things like color for visual appeal rather than a meaningful reason. That's all for this episode. Join me next time for the latest in fundamentally bad data viz.